Hello, it's February 24th, Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. For today, students will be doing a self-start in quizzes, practicing keywords that we learned yesterday. So there's your code, and I would just ask that you write down whatever name you used on a piece of paper, so that way we can kind of check to see who's doing what. So there's your Chuck Norris thoughts for the day. As far as information goes, we're going to be doing a feedback on inequalities this Friday. You should be able to solve and graph 1 and 2 step inequalities. Write, solve, and graph inequalities from real life word problems, which is what we are doing today. A lot of it's based from yesterday. We need to know when to change or flip the sign. So that's kind of coming up. Be ready for that. And our pizza party is a go for Friday during lunch. So make sure if you're here, those people that are eligible to hang on to your invitation that you're going to get during third hour, because if you lose it, you won't be able to enter. So for today, we're going to do the self-start, which you should have already done. We are also going to be doing real life inequalities today. So this is really a review of what we've done in the past, because we've done real life stuff, breaking it down, and that's what we're going to practice today. So to start us off for some keywords, these are some of the keywords we're going to focus on today. We're going to focus on at least, at most, no more than, no less than, fewer than, minimum, maximum, and budget. So at least, if I need at least $1 million to, buy a house, then I can't have anything less than that. Otherwise, I won't be able to buy the house. So I've got to have it more than or greater than and equal to. So if I need $1 million, it's okay to need $1 million and get it. But if I get more than that, that's okay too. At most, well, that means that's kind of a limit. We can't go past it. So that's going to be a less than or equal to. No more than, focus on the no, because people will say, oh, more than, it's greater than. When in fact, no more than means less than or equal to, which means that no less than means a greater than or equal to. Fewer than, that means a less than. Minimum, again, that's kind of like my starting point. So it's going to be a greater than or equal to. A maximum is my limit. And a budget means you don't want to spend more than that, but it's okay to spend that. So it would be a less than or equal to. So we're going to use some of these keywords today to practice real life inequalities. So we start off with -3 times the number is no more than 21. What could the numbers be? Well, I look at it and I see the key phrase, no more than. I know that no more than means less than or equal to. So I'm going to do -3 times a number, but it doesn't tell me what number, so that's my x. And it has to be no more than 21, so 21 will go on this side. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is look at it and say, do I need to change the sign? The answer is yes, because my coefficient is a negative. So I'm going to rewrite it. -3x is greater than or equal to 21. I'm going to divide both sides by a -3. Don't forget your negative. And I end up with x is greater than or equal to a -7. If I'm going to graph it, here's my -7. Because it's equal to, it's going to be a closed circle. And it's going to go in that direction. So here's the next one. 2 times the number is more than 8. What could the numbers be? Well, more than, that's just like greater than. So 2 times the number, but it doesn't tell me what number, so 2 times x. And my 8 will go on this side. I look at it and say, do I need to change the sign? Well, my coefficient, that number right there, is a positive, so I do not change the sign. So I'm going to divide by 2, and I end up with x is greater than 4. So here's my 4. Greater than, it's not equal to, so it's just greater than. So it's an open circle, and it's going to go in this direction. So now we start getting to some of the real life stuff. The Cache Valley Fun Park charges a one-time fee of $50 for a birthday party plus $2.50 for each guest. Bob McBobby has a budget of $100, so how many guests can come and still be on budget? Well, my total is $100. My parts, what parts do I know? Well, I know it's a one-time fee, so I know the fee is $50. And I know that it's $2.50 for each guest. So it's $2.50 for guests. Inequality words. Okay, so I look through this again. Oh, I see an inequality word of budget. So I'm going to put budget right here. And a budget means less than or equal to. So now when I'm writing and solving the inequality, I'm going to change colors. I'm going to put my total on this side, my inequality instead of an equal, and then I'm going to put the parts on this side. So I know it's a $50 fee, and I see the word plus, so that means add. And I see another keyword of each, so each guest, so I'm going to do 2.5. Each means multiply, so I'm going to use my variable because I don't know how many guests can come. So there's my inequality. So to solve it, I draw my fence. I'm going to subtract the number that does not have a variable first. And that gives me 2.5x is less than or equal to 50. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2.5. And I end up with x is less than or equal to 20. So how many guests can come and still be on budget? Well, I can get less than or equal to 20. So 20 or less, basically. So again, this should not be new to you. You've been practicing, breaking down these story problems for several months now in my class. So we're going to continue on. A farmer already has 28 bales of hay and can harvest 24 bales each hour. How many hours will it take to have at least 100 bales of hay? Well, I look at it, my total is 100 because that's what we're trying to hit. What parts do I know? So I know we already have 28. I'll put already, if I can actually click and write. And I know I can get 24 each hour. Inequality words. Well, what inequality words do I see? Oh, I see at least. So at least means greater than or equal to. Put it over here so you guys can see at. Wow, my handwriting is really bad with this mouse today. There we go. So write and solve the inequality. So I put my total on this side. I put my inequality instead of my equal sign. And then I put my parts over here. So I've got 28 bales of hay already. And I'm going to look for a keyword. Oh, and that means to add. And I see another one of each. So that means I'm going to be multiplying 24 by my variable. To solve it, I'm going to draw my fence, subtract 28 from both sides. That's going to give me 24x is greater than or equal to 100 minus 28 is going to give me an answer of 72. I'm going to divide both sides by 24. And I get x is greater than or equal to 3. So how many hours will it take to have at least 100 bales of hay? Well, I need at least 3 hours. I can have more than that and still be okay, and it will be a true statement. But if I have less than 3 hours, I'm not going to hit that $100 goal. So, okay. A video game will cost a total of $49. Well, I already see the total, so there's that. You already have $5. So I'm going to put already We already have 5. What is the least amount of money you need to save each week to have enough to buy the game in 4 weeks? Okay, wow, this one's a little bit trickier. So what's the least amount of money you will need to save each week? So I have 4 weeks to do it in. And when I look for inequality words, I see least. So it's not at least. What is the least amount of money you need? So in this case, least means greater than or equal to. So write and solve the inequality. So I'm going to put my 49 on this side, and put my inequality on this side, and then I'm going to start filling in my parts. So $5, and I have 4 weeks to save up some money. So now when I solve it, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. That's going to give me 4x is greater than or equal to 44. I'm going to divide by 4, and I end up with x is greater than or equal to 11. So the least amount of money I need to save each week is $11. So if it's going to cost me 4 weeks, I need $11 for each of those weeks, plus the 5 I already have. So, okay, last one. -4 times the number is no less than 84. Well, I see no less than. So no less than means greater than or equal to 84. So I have -4 times the number. It doesn't tell me what number, so that's my x. So I'm going to look at this and say, do I need to flip my sign? Well, my coefficient right there is a negative, so I do in fact need to flip it. So I'm going to rewrite it. 4x is less than or equal to 84. Draw my fence. I'm going to divide both sides by a -4. And I end up with x is less than or equal to, and 84 divided by a -4 is going to give me an answer of a -21. Because it's equal to, it's going to be a closed circle at -21. So here's my closed circle. And it's going to go in this direction right there. If you have any questions, feel free to contact your teacher, email, through Canvas, however, and we'll see you back soon enough. Have a great day, guys.